Hello students, welcome to our channel Learning Notebook. In today's video, we will do each and every concept of geometry for class 4. We have made videos on every chapter of class 4 mathematics. Students, you can find them on our channel Learning Notebook. Also, you can see a list of all such videos on our website as well. The link to our website is below in the description box. So let's see what all topics we are going to cover today in this geometry video. First, we will understand about point, line and line segment. Then ray and angles and types of angles, types of lines, circles, its radius, diameter and length. And then we will learn about curves and polygons. Students, we will cover all these topics with lots and lots of exercise. So let's start and first understand what is point, line and line segment. First is point. Point is the basic unit of geometry. A point shows an exact location. It has no dimensions. That means a point has no length, breadth or height. A point is represented by a dot and it is named with a capital letter. For example, this is point A, point B and point X. So, how do we read this? As I just told you, we will read them as point A, point B and point X. And how do we write these points? We will write them as A, B and X. Let me tell you a real life example of a point. For example, location of any address on map is a point. Next is line segment. A line segment is a straight path between two points. It is the shortest distance between 2 points. For example, there are 2 points D, E. So, line segment is the straight path between these 2 points. Now, let me show you how to read and write line segment. We will read it as line segment DE or line segment ED. Both the ways are fine. Similarly, we can either write it as DE or ED with a small line segment on it. Also, students, do remember that a line segment has a definite length. Now, let's see some real-life examples of line segment. Edges of duster or edges of a ruler. They are line segments because they have a definite length. Students, we have a video on complete chapter of fractions. I'm sure all your doubts related to fraction would be resolved after watching this video. The link to this video is below in the description box. Now let's understand what is line. A line is a set of points which extends forever in opposite directions. For example, this is a line. The arrow on its both sides represent that a line goes indefinitely in both the directions. So students, it means a line has no fixed length. Now, let me tell you how to read and write a line. For this, we need to take 2 points. Let's take G and H. So, we read a line as line GH or line HG. Both the ways are fine. Similarly, we can write it as GH or HG with a small line drawn on it. Now students, to revise these concepts, let's do an exercise. Here we need to identify line and line segments. First, take a look at figure A. A is not a straight path, so it is neither a line segment nor a line. Now take a look at figure B. It has two endpoints and has a definite length, so it means it is a line segment. Next, look at the figure C. It has two arrows, so it means it is never ending. Therefore, it is a line. And the last figure, again, the last figure is not a straight path, so it is neither a line segment nor a line. So students, now I hope you have understood the difference between line and line segments. Now let's do one more exercise. Here again, we need to identify line and line segments. Look at figure A. Can you tell me whether it is a line or a line segment? Yes, it is a line segment because it has two endpoints. Now what about figure B? It is a line because it has two arrows. So it means it is never ending. Now let's move to figure C. Again, this is a line segment. Now what about figure D? It is not a straight path, so it is neither a line nor a line segment. Students, we have a separate video on complete chapter of shapes and patterns. I am sure all your doubts related to this chapter would be resolved after watching this video. And also notice that we have lots of quizzes and worksheets available on our channel for each chapter for class 4. So do check out them on our channel. Now let's do section 2, rays and angles. First, let's understand what is ray. A ray is a part of the line that has a starting point and it goes on forever in one direction. It means ray also has no fixed length. It cannot be measured. For example, this is a ray. It has a starting point called K and it goes indefinitely in one direction towards J. Now, let me show you how to read and write ray. We will read the starting point first. So, it will be read as ray Kj. Thus, students, there is only one way to read ray. That is by reading the starting point first. And now how to write it? We will write it Kj with a small ray drawn over it. Now let's see some real life examples of ray. Rays from sun and rays from flashlight. These are examples of ray because they have a starting point and they go indefinitely in one direction. Now, in section 3, we will learn about angles. Two rays having a common endpoint is called angle. For example, here ray AB and ray AC are forming an angle. The two rays are called arms of the angle, and the common endpoint is called vertex of the angle. So students, A is the vertex here, while AC and AB are arms of the angle. Now let's learn how to name an angle. To name an angle, we need 3 points, and the point at which an angle is formed will always be in the middle. Here, angle is formed at vertex A. So, A will always be in the middle while naming this angle. So, we can read and write this angle as angle A or angle CAB or angle BAC. Now let's see what is interior and exterior of an angle. Let's consider an angle CAB. So this shaded region is the interior of angle CAB, while the rest of the area is considered to be exterior of an angle. So let's take a point I. This point lies in the interior of an angle, while the point E lies in the exterior of the angle. And other points like P and Q, they lie on the angle CAB. Now to revise these concepts, let's do an exercise. How many angles are formed in this figure? Students, look at this figure carefully. We can see only 3 angles in this figure, or do we have more angles formed in this figure? Let's check it out. First angle which we can see is angle BAC. Second angle being formed here is angle CAD. And third angle is angle DAE. Now look carefully. We have another angle which is called angle CAE. Then fifth angle being formed here is angle BAD. And last angle being formed here is angle BAE. So it means 6 angles are being formed in this figure. Now let's learn about types of angles. First, let me tell you a little bit about measuring angles. Measure of an angle is the distance between its two arms. You can measure angles in degrees using a protractor. We will learn how to measure angles using a protractor in another video. But for now, you understand that angle is measured in degrees. Now let's learn types of angles. First is right angle. The measure of right angle is 90 degree as shown here. This is a right angle. Now, next type of angle is acute angle. As you can see, this angle measures less than 90 degree. So, measure of acute angle is always less than 90 degree. The third type of angle is obtuse angle. Measure of obtuse angle is more than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. And the last type of angle is straight angle. The measure of straight angle is exactly 180 degree, as you can see here. Now, let's summarize types of angles. First is right angle, which measures exactly 90 degree and it forms a square corner. Second is acute angle, which always measures less than 90 degree. Third type is obtuse angle, which measures more than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. And the last type of angle is straight angle, which measures exactly 180 degree. Now students, let's do an exercise based on types of angles. Question is, state whether the angle given below is right, acute, obtuse or straight angle. Students, as you can see, this angle measures exactly 90 degree. So it is a right angle. Let's see the next figure. Here, the angle measures less than 90 degree. So it will be an acute angle. Now have a look at this figure. Here, the angle measures exactly 180 degree. So it is a straight angle. Now let's see the next figure. Here, the angle measures more than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. So it is an obtuse angle. Now let's understand types of lines. First type is intersecting lines. Intersecting lines are the lines that meet or cross at a common point. Like here, line AB and line CD are intersecting at a common point E. Next type is perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are also intersecting lines, but they intersect to form four right angles. As you can see here, line CD is perpendicular to line AB and they are intersecting at point E to form four right angles. We have a special symbol to denote perpendicular lines. So we will write line CD is perpendicular to line AB. So this is the symbol of perpendicular lines. Now third type of lines are parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines in the same plane that never intersect. As you can see on the screen, line AB and line CD are parallel lines. They will never intersect each other. We have a special symbol to denote parallel lines. So we will write line AB is parallel to line CD. So this symbol in red is a symbol of parallel lines. Students, we have a separate video on complete chapter of time and calendar for class 4. Do watch this video. Now, our next topic is circles. Students, this is a circle. Some of the real life examples of a circle are button, pizza, donuts, etc. The middle point of a circle is called center. As you can see in this figure, this is a center of the circle. And center of the circle is usually denoted by capital letter O. Now let's understand what is diameter. The line segment passing through the center and has both endpoints on the circle is called diameter of the circle. Like here, AB is the diameter of this circle, as it is passing through the center and has both endpoints A and B on the circle. Students, do remember the diameter of a circle can be drawn horizontally, vertically, or even slanting lines. But it should always pass through center of the circle. A diameter divides a circle into two equal parts, and each part is called semicircle. Like here, this diameter is dividing the circle into two semicircles. Similarly, this vertical diameter divides the circle into two semicircles. And in the same way, the slanting diameters divide the circle into two semicircles. Now, what is radius of a circle? A line segment with endpoints at the center of the circle and on the circle is called a radius. For example, here OA is the radius of the circle. Similarly, OB is also the radius of this circle because one point is at the center of the circle and other point is on the circle. So students, it means a circle can have more than one radius. Here OA, OB, OC, OD, all these are radii of this circle. Now let's understand relation between radius and diameter. Diameter equals to 2 into radius, or we can say radius equals to half of diameter. You can easily learn the relationship between diameter and radius with the help of table of 2. If radius is 2, then diameter will be 4. Similarly, if the radius is 4, then diameter would be twice of 4, that is 8. And if radius is 8, then diameter would be equal to 16. Now next is circumference. Length of the circle is called its circumference. That means the boundary of the circle is called its circumference. Now students, do remember that all the points on the circle are equidistant from the center. Equidistant means at equal distance. So here all the points on the circle like A, B and C, they are at equal distance from center O. Now let's do an exercise based on the concepts of circle. Use the circle below to answer the questions. First question is, name the circle and its center. Remember that a circle is always named by its center. So first let's see, its center is V. So we will write point V is the center of circle V. Second question is, how many diameters are shown in this circle and name the diameters. So students, as I told you, diameters, they pass through center of the circle and has both endpoints on the circle. So let's look for such line segments. We have RS, line segment TW and line segment PQ. So there are 3 diameters of this circle. Third question is TR a radius? Explain why or why not. TR is not the radius of a circle because it's one of the endpoints is not the center of the circle. And the last question is how many radii are shown here and name the radii. So first of all, what is radii? The plural of radius is radii. So let's look for radii here. So we have to look for line segments which have one endpoint at the center and other endpoint on the circle. So line segment VQ, VW, VS, VP, VT and VR. These are 6 radii shown in this circle. Students, we have a complete chapter of money for class 4. I am sure all your doubts would be resolved after watching this video. The link to this video is here on the top and in the description box. Now our next topic is curves and polygons. Students, you must have doodled on a piece of paper. Some of the result of these drawings are shown here on the screen. These drawings are called curves. So what are simple curves? A curve that do not cross itself is called a simple curve. So here, figure 1, 2, 3 are simple curves. But figure 4 is not a simple curve because it is crossing itself. Now simple curves are of 2 types, open curves and closed curves. Open curves are the curves which do not end where they start. For example, curves of the bridge are perfect example of open curves. Closed curves are the curves which end where they start. For example, curves of orbiting planets. The orbits end where they start. So this is an example of closed curves. Now let's do an exercise based on curves. Write true or false. Use the picture below. The statement is, some of the simple closed curves are green. We know simple closed curves end where they start and they do not cross themselves. So yes, these are simple closed curves. So the statement is true. Now the second statement is, none of the simple closed curves are blue. So this statement is true because some of them are crossing each other and some are not ending where they start. Now the third statement is, all circles are simple closed curves. So this statement is also true. And the last statement is, none of the simple closed curves are red. This statement is false because all of the figures in red are simple closed curves. Now students, our next topic is polygons. Polygons are simple and closed curves that are made of only straight line segments. Let's take few examples to understand polygons. This figure is a simple curve, closed curve, and is made of only line segments. So this is a polygon. Now let's take a look at the second figure. This figure is a simple curve, closed curve, but it is not made of only line segments. So this is not a polygon. Third figure, it is a simple curve made of only line segments, but it is not a closed curve. So it is not a polygon. Now the last figure, it is a closed curve made of only line segments, but it is not a simple curve. So again, this is not a polygon. Polygons are named according to number of sides or angles. For example, polygon with 3 sides or 3 angles is called triangle. Polygon with 4 sides or 4 angles is called quadrilateral. Square and rectangle are examples of quadrilateral. Polygon with 5 sides or 5 angles is called pentagon. Next, polygon with 6 sides or 6 angles is called hexagon. You can easily remember hexagon from 6, as both words hexagon and 6 have letter X common. Now, polygon with 7 sides or 7 angles is called septagon. You can remember septagon from 7, as both words septagon and 7 have initial letters SE. Next, polygon with 8 sides or 8 angles is called octagon. You can remember octagon from word octopus, as we all know that an octopus has 8 arms. Next, a polygon with 9 sides or 9 angles is called nonagon. You can easily remember it from 9, as both start from letter N. And lastly, a polygon with 10 sides or 10 angles is called decagon. So students, in this video, we learned all the concepts related to geometry and we did lots of exercise on each of these concepts. If you enjoyed this video, then do share it further. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.